Hello everyone, this is Juan Bloisi with Washington Interpreters. L&I announced that SOSi will go live on June 17th later this year. This video update will cover the announcement and what L&I didn't say. As always, feel free to pause this video at any time to read the information that you see on the screen. As you can see here, L&I emailed interpreters on April 14th, just a few days ago, announcing that the SOSi scheduling system WordBridge will go live on June 17th. They are urging interpreters to quote-unquote pre-register now. However, no link was provided in the email to do so. They will also deactivate all accounts for on-demand appointments on June 17th. Finally, L&I says they will send messages when the new WordBridge platform begins sending appointments, although, again, no link was provided to register. Now, here's the contract between L&I and SOSi. I'm not going to cover the whole thing, but I want you to be aware of a few very important things. SOSi is required to manage scheduled and on-demand in-person interpretation services throughout the whole state of Washington and scheduled on-demand over-the-phone and video remote interpretation services throughout Washington state. But look at this, and any other state within the United States. Also, OPI services for out-of-country requests. This is something I've been telling you since a while ago, and now L&I will make us compete for these over-the-phone and video appointments with out-of-state and even out-of-country interpreters. That's right. This has been in the making for a while now, and you see it on the contract for the new company. How do you feel about this? Among other things, we're still going to be restricted to work no more than 8 hours a day, which is ridiculous because, as I have said before, we're not L&I employees, so they don't have to pay us overtime. That's right. We're independent contractors, but now SOSi has been the union since September last year, and they haven't done squat about it because they don't care about you not making all the money you can. Also, the preferred interpreter feature will still be part of the new platform, it appears to be, since L&I requires the system to identify specific providers designated as mental health, pain management, and brain injury facilities, and be able to exclude some providers or locations from using the preferred interpreter feature. You can also see here that the contractor or the new company must comply with the collective bargaining agreement between interpreters and L&I, and it also says that SOSi has been certified as the union for L&I interpreters since September 14th, 2023 last year. Interestingly, this also specifies that a contract can be amended if the parties agree it is necessary to do so. It would be wise for you to understand that SOSi knows this as they got their hands on this contract as soon as it was signed because, well, that's the kind of relationship they have with L&I. If they wanted to change some of the things outlined here, like how we're restricted to working only 8 hours a day and how video and phone appointments will be outsourced to out-of-state interpreters, they could have changed this if they really wanted to. They could have called for the state and the new company to amend this contract, but as I have been telling you and showing you evidence since a long time ago, SOSi leaders don't care about you. They only want to collect union dues from you. Now, the last thing that I want to cover about this contract is this section on page 12. It says here that SOSi must own the scheduling software to schedule appointments. This caught my attention because it is my understanding that the Interpreting Works company owns the software that they use, so why would it be stipulated here? I thought this was a given, but I was a little curious and oh boy, I want to show you what I found out. Now, if you remember L&I's announcement, they were asking interpreters to pre-register with WordBridge, which is the scheduling system, SOSi's new platform. They didn't provide any links for us to do so. So I was like, okay, what do I do? So I decided to Google WordBridge. So this is what I did. WordBridge, SOSi Washington. And this is what came up. So the first link that appears over here in the search results is wordbridge.io. And if you notice over here, this is L&I's address here in Washington. So I clicked on it and look at this. Voila, WordBridge.io in conjunction with Labor and Industries. Now, I do not know why they haven't shared this with interpreters, but as you can see, this is WordBridge. It's supposed to be by SOSi, your home for language services. Now, something really interesting happened. I was playing around with this and I hovered over here and look at the bottom left corner. It doesn't say WordBridge. It says scheduleinterpreter.com/WordBridge. So it doesn't look like WordBridge is the website. It looks like scheduleinterpreter.com is the website. So I was like, that's a little weird. So what is scheduleinterpreter.com? Well, when you go back to your browser to type the wordbridge.io link found on Google, you can do an inspection on the link. And this is where it takes you. And you're right here. You see the already registered. Now, what you see right there is on the bottom left corner, again, this is where that link will take you, okay? scheduleinterpreter.com WordBridge/WordBridge. So is this another platform? Well, this link on the bottom left corner, it shows you this is where that WordBridge.io is taking you. All you got to do is an inspection right here, and voila, here we are. This is where that link is redirecting you, and it's not WordBridge. You're going to see right now where this is taking you. If you click on already registered over here, you click on it, and there it is. There it is. Do you see that? WordBridge is taking you to scheduleinterpreter.com/WordBridge. This is the real website. And it's going to keep on giving you results. And there you go. Boom. I want you to see this right here. Platform.scheduleinterpreter.com. This is the real website. It looks like this WordBridge is just a link created to actually make it look like they have a platform. But the real platform is, as you see right here, platform.scheduleinterpreter.com. With that said, I had to find out and go and see, browse these people and find these platforms, scheduleinterpreter.com. Let's see what I found out. Well, after asking a few questions and doing a little digging of my own, fortunately, an anonymous source shared this document with me, which shows that this scheduleinterpreter.com company tried to bid for a contract with the Department of Enterprise here in Washington, an agency from the government, which means they have their own scheduling system. But they lost because, as you can see from the graphic, the Four Corners company won this DAS contract. After this, I was finally able to find them online. And look at this. They are actually registered with the Florida Secretary of State, as you can see here, and Dennis Azen is the registered agent. These are the electronic articles of incorporation from scheduleinterpreter.com filed on April 10th, 2023, and it clearly says right here that they are a for-profit corporation. Also, Dennis Azen appears once again here, but as their director. After this, I had to find their website. So I googled scheduleinterpreter.com and learned more about this company, what they are, and what the connection with SOSi would be. Right from the get-go, you can see that this Dennis Azen person, whom you saw in the registration documents, is actually the president and CEO of the scheduleinterpreter.com company. It says right here, quote, "We work alongside our subscribers to enable communication for millions," end quote. So this is a subscription service. That's what it looks like, right? Reading more from their website, they say they empower success by seamlessly connecting customers and vendors. You can create vendor business profiles, and they also provide tools to automate interpreter matching as well. In essence, this ScheduleInterpreter.com company provides all of the components of a scheduling platform as a subscription. This is clear as day here. And finally, here are the subscription plans. They have different plans to fit your budget, it says here, so there you have it. This ScheduleInterpreter.com is actually a subscription service to use their platform. In other words, SOSi appears to be renting a scheduling platform from this ScheduleInterpreter.com company and then rebranding it as WordBridge for L&I. Oh my gosh, I have so many questions. Because if you go back to SOSi's contract with L&I, it clearly says that the contractor shall be the owner of the computer software that the contractor uses for providing scheduling services. In other words, SOSi must own the scheduling software. But if they're renting it, as the evidence suggests over here, from this ScheduleInterpreter.com service as a subscription, isn't this fraud? Are you telling me that L&I will pay millions of dollars a year to a company that's supposed to own their software, but they're renting it? Using my tax dollars to pay for fraud? Are you telling me that SOSi didn't have their own software when they had to make a presentation when bidding for this contract? What kind of presentation did they offer L&I? What kind of software did they show if they didn't have any? Another thing that I'm curious about is, what about the other agencies that were bidding for this contract? Why were they rejected? Were they rejected because they didn't own the software that they were going to use as a platform? But then L&I appears to have ended up with a company that rents a software anyway? If that's the case, they could have gone with Universal then, Universal Language Services, a local company that rents their software and does a really good job nowadays. Or maybe they should have picked CTS Language Link, another well-known local company that actually owns their software. Oh, and do you know who also owns their software, as I said before? Well, Interpreting Works does. Yes, I've had my differences with them since the beginning. They have improved things, but once again, they own their software. It's really weird how L&I didn't renew their contract, and it's now forcing interpreters to another tough transition. A lot of interpreters are worried about this transition, and now we're getting a company that hasn't even started, but this is happening? You know, I have nothing against this company, but come on. What's going on here? What's going on with SOSi? We need some answers. I wonder what Interpreting Works is going to do with this information. This is going to be crazy. Oh, and by the way, don't wait for these WOFC leaders to do anything about this situation because, as you saw earlier in the video, they knew about the contract and didn't do anything to get better terms for interpreters. You should be contacting L&I directly to ask these questions. Contact L&I and ask them what's going on with this SOSi company. Are they allowed to proceed as the new company if they're renting the software instead of owning it? Because this is a breach of contract if it is happening. As always, you can still opt out of WOFC. Stop paying union dues and keep your hard-earned money. Click on the link in the description below and follow the instructions to opt out of WOFC if you wish to do so. See you in the next one.